Thank you for coming today. This is going to be a class about the preliminary title reports by Western Title. Preliminary title reports are done once an escrow is open. We'll get more into that, and the class will be led by Jared Witz, who's one of our title officers. And everybody in front of you should have a sample preliminary report. So, Jared.
Okay. So this one's just this one's a lot easier to look at than our old one, obviously. I don't know if you have seen it or not, but we've got everything is with our current reports, what they actually contain now. So on the first page, it just kind of gives you basic information. It's got your order number, which is going to match the escrow number, obviously. Name of the escrow officer will also be up on the top right-hand corner. And then towards the middle of the page in bold is what date the prelim is going to be dated. So we're going to say that everything in that report is current to that point. Okay. So it's something that's kind of good to look for, because sometimes people will say, oh, well, there's a deed that just recorded, and we don't show you anything to do with it because it's prior to our plant date, which is only so current. And we don't want to bring it forward to the day of, because nothing is that current. So bottom, the good thing to look for when you get your report is make sure that you sign your contract. You don't want somebody that doesn't own the property trying to sell it, or let's say maybe there's a deceased party and they're selling it and they're going to need a court order. You'll know, hey, their dad's the one that owned the property and he's deceased, so they're working with an attorney to get the property actually get a probate order for it. So
my thing here, if you don't mind, if I look at the color coding, I think you're the only title company that's color coding. Mm-hmm. In this green, I didn't even want to read it. I was at my time, please, a good one.
Yeah, it definitely comes in handy. I personally like it. It's something that makes it easier for everybody to see. They know, I've sent a couple of red ones out lately, and people get it and they'll actually call and say, okay, we got a red report, what do we need to do to fix it? Instead of just kind of, throwing it on their desk. And then it gets to the day that it's supposed to close and they're like, well, what do we do now? And you've got a bit of a situation on your hands.
Just for clarification for you guys, we have 3 color codes on the bottom left, and you'll see them. So green, of course, is good. Red is not so good, but still manageable.
So if we get one back that is red, who do we call first?
You'll probably already be getting a call from your escrow officer beforehand, letting you know you're about to receive this and it is red and this is why. Our title officers will also have spoken with the escrow officer to make sure they know this is red and this is why.
Okay.
Isn't red supposed to be that there's the liens in the property?
Just take a roll.
Red, no, I would do yellow if there's liens. Like say there's a sewer lien, then I'll do a code yellow.
Okay.
If it's red, I would say you need something more like a court order to sell the property, or maybe the current seller bought the property through an HOA foreclosure. So they're going to need more stuff, and there will always be a requirements in here of what they're going to need to perfect it.
I see. So yellow, that means we have to call or is it an SOP for the title officer or escrow officer to call us?
Yeah, yellow should be a big deal. I mean, usually
It is a big deal to a buyer because there are liens right there. But I always tell my buyers that, as far as I'm concerned, the title officer or escrow officer is like an auditor. They audit both sides, and that there is supposed to be free and clear to you as a buyer.
Exactly, and that's what we do, and that's obviously the product we're issuing. Is we're cleaning up everything when we do it. That's one of the reasons I highly recommend title insurance. Some people say, well, I don't know if I want to get it if I'm not required.
I impose on it,
And,
no matter what.
I've seen where people will buy a property and they don't get title insurance on it. It happens a lot in like Pershing County, the eastern counties. There they think they're farmers and, oh, my friend down the street's selling it, so I'm going to buy it. Well, if he happens to have a child support lien against him, then you don't know about it, but you're going to have to pay for it when you sell the property. It automatically attaches, so there's no way to get rid of it at that point. But yeah, yellow. So green will be if there's just maybe a deed of trust. Yellow will be if there's liens, possibly judgments. And then red is if we're requiring a court order. So normally with red, I will put it if they're in bankruptcy, the seller's in bankruptcy. You're gonna need a bankruptcy court order authorizing the sale of that property. So that's when we're really going to need something is when I put red.
Okay.
Personally, everybody's obviously got their own personalities with when they will actually put that, but they're all gonna be similar situations. If there's requirements that are like court orders being needed, everybody's gonna put that as red. So
Where does the color coding actually show up in here?
it's on the
Left
first
corner.
page, on the left
That
side.
corner down
In the
the
bottom,
bottom.
Well, no, I see that, but you've got all three colors listed there, so how do you know?
With this one, we just did that so that you could see what it'll look like.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you're getting a green, for instance, it'll only have the green.
So
one.
that's where it will show, and
Yeah.
it'll just have, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
So that's one of the great things that they have created here. So if you go to the second page of this prelim, just a quick couple of things to go over. So most buyers are getting standard coverage policies, which those exceptions 1 through 6 will be included in. They don't show on our prelims, but it's actually stated at the bottom of it, I believe. All the standard coverage, and we have some forms, and I think he might have them that compare the differences in title policies that he could always share with you, which those are beneficial. I like to have the ability to look at them. Because like I said, it will actually set out, okay, if you're getting standard coverage, this is being deleted. And it's got boxes checked on it that'll show what you're gaining if you go with like an Alta homeowner policy versus the Alta standard coverage policy. Okay, if you flip over to the next page now, so here's why we have this one labeled with the 3 different color codes. So if you've got up to number 16, your prelim would be a green.
okay.
So we added number 17 and 18 in here, and that will change your prelim to a code yellow. Reason being is a tax lien can be taken care of. You can pay that through escrow, and it will be eliminated from the policy of insurance. So you wouldn't have to worry. I mean, that wouldn't mean that your deal is blown out the window or anything. It just means, hey, the seller might not be getting as much money back as they originally anticipated because they have an IRS lien or whatever the instance may be. And then if you flip over to the last page here, item 19 is an example. I think you got one page. Item number 19, which is what you'll see on a prelim if there's a bankruptcy order, which we see that through all the records we search, and that would make it a code red if they're in bankruptcy, because they can't sell without bankruptcy court approval. So that's what you could look for there. Another thing that this actually doesn't have on it, which is something we use now, underneath that item number 19, we use this thing that says there any other special items that requires special consideration, and we reference what numbers need special consideration. So it would say item 19 will require a court order, or it might say item number 18 will require a lien release. A lot of times with IRS stuff, we like to get releases. We don't, because they're not very good with their paperwork.
So, okay, so under 19 would come the remedies.
Yeah, it would say something like requirement for a court order authorizing the sale, or it would say item number 19 must be terminated prior to close, or something to that effect. It'll let you know what you need to look for and what you could do to fix it. And if it doesn't for some reason, then you can always contact the escrow officer, and the title officer always lets them know, hey, you got an issue, you need a court order to sell this property.
I believe it will be the escrow title officer was explaining to us most often times, or every time, so to speak, right? Because we can't catch all these details because
Oh yeah, so that's where this comes in for you, and that's where the color coding is really good. Like you said, you see a green, you know, okay, there's nothing to be too concerned about. If you see yellow, hey, it's got some additional stuff that I might want to glance at, and it'll refer to those, like I said, right here underneath the exception numbers. It'll have something that says the following requires special consideration. And so then we'll refer to the item number. So you can say, oh, item number 19 is an issue. So you can look at 19 and say, oh, they're in bankruptcy. Or,
Now, you tell us what the remedy is. Do we take care of that with the seller or?
the escrow department will let you know what needs to be done. They'll
Who
say,
does it?
yeah, and they'll walk you through the whole thing. That's the good part. I mean, it's just kind of to give you a warning of what needs to be done through the process. So you're not thinking that it's going to be simple and then you get to the end of it and then you're like, oh, shoot. Now we have a bankruptcy and we didn't know about it and we need an order, which is going to take time. A prime example of one that I had recently, the seller was in bankruptcy, and basically the attorney was telling them they needed an order. And I said, as long as the bankruptcy court terminates your bankruptcy, that means it's done, you've already taken care of everything that you need to do, then you're able to sell the property. So you can either get a court order or you can get the bankruptcy completely closed. And some people will say closed, but there's still stuff going on through it, like some of the stuff still being paid. It actually needs to be terminated, not closed.
Okay.
So, but we make sure, like I said, we'll make sure we tell the escrow department what they need. So then they'll be able to start working on that and they'll get that stuff from the sellers. They'll contact them and say, okay, who's your attorney? We need to get in contact with them to deal with the bankruptcy.
Okay.
So escrow usually will handle that. This is just informational purposes now. To be specific for you. It's not necessarily something that you need to do. Just so you have the information so you know if something doesn't match on here, you can say, well, hey, this is in my seller. Then you know your contract's wrong or they're not doing something, and you can contact them and say, hey, how come John, the good guy, is selling the property when Alex, good guy, and Betty, good guy, are title? He doesn't have necessarily the right to sell it, or he needs a probate order, so then you can look at it too. Does that make sense?
Because I have a potential listing, so to speak, when he arrives next week. And I think I contacted you on this property already.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think they're
So, yeah,
they
there's-
were in the Philippines, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they're coming in next week
Okay.
in Carson to take care of it. The bank, Wells Fargo, gave it back to them.
They reconveyed their loan.
They conveyed the loan. I mean, no, there's not a loan. That they conveyed the property.
Well, what it was is there, because I remember looking.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember that specifically. So there was a deed of trust against the property.
Yes.
They were going into foreclosure, and when they were going into foreclosure, all of a sudden, Wells Fargo just goes back and releases their deed of trust. And so from a title perspective, you're like, okay, well, we need something from the bank saying, hey, this in fact was supposed to be released. And as he's saying, they were in the Philippines, so I'm thinking maybe they had the money and they just weren't making the payments because they were out of the country. And then they started.
They intended not to pay really, and then they got this letter from Wells Fargo reconveying the property to them, and they said, "Oh, now we can make money because you see the liens or taxes only." So let's say, for example, 50,000 in liens, but I can sell the house for 300,000 this time. So now they're interested to sell it, but I cannot go into the house, and I talked to Daryl because there's still a lockbox right there.
Yeah.
Said, no, you cannot touch the property. And he said, then I let the owner cut the lock maybe or something because I cannot contact the bank. They're not talking to me. I'm not the client.
Yeah.
So that is precisely what's going on. And then my other question is, you can assess what are the current liens and how much for the last penny, or who will I talk to?
You would actually have to contact lien holders for it. We show what they record a record. So, for instance, if they record, let's say they record a trash line at the property, they'll say they owe $500, but they accrue additional charges.
Of course.
And so they don't keep recording the liens, they do it like once a year or something. So we just show what's current, And then escrow always orders advances to those companies as well. So even if there is no lien of record, they still are paying off whatever's owed.
So I will talk to or call the escrow, which is Terry Lindquist.
Yeah.
And she gave me already what do you call it, preliminary report.
Yeah.
But still, we cannot rely on that because that was just still a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Because then listing will be maybe 1 month from now, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's why we need, I think we put on there that we need something for proof that the bank intended to release the loan, and it is pretty clear.
That's why I can understand. Even there, I can understand this is the first time
Yeah.
that happened. But I have the paperwork with you to me.
Yeah.
So I will send it to you to the escrow.
That's to the escrow.
Escrow.
But it was a strange, that was a
It
strange
was a
one.
strange one. It's
sounds
the first one. But me, if I were now the would-be seller, I would be interested because I can make money.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's like Indian Hills. It's not
It
a
is
bad
in
area.
Indian Hills.
Yeah.
It is in Indian Hills area.
Yeah.
And I said, I hope it's not an Indian Hill, but it is now. And I found out, like, oh, another issue here.
No, that word's actually not an issue. Indian Hills, that's just what it's called.
Okay.
It's not on reservation. Right?
Oh,
So you
okay.
shouldn't have an issue with that.
Is it
It's
another
just-
issue? Issue after issue.
It's when you go over the hill going towards Douglas, that's called like Indian Hills area there. I'm not sure why they call it that.
I know, me too. But anyway, I do need your help later too. Whatever this is all about. Because, and then plus here comes the husband. They're divorced, so he doesn't want to talk to the ex-wife. Like, no. I know you both, so I have to connect with both parties before everything goes haywire.
Are they both on the title?
Yes, they are both still in the town. The thing is, he won't give me the contact information of the wife. She's in Las Vegas, and now he just arrived in Las Vegas last week. He's not connecting with me anymore, so I can find. I don't give you also what I found out. So there is, because they know me, that I'm really strict and straightforward. I don't BS around. But I said, go look for another realtor if you want, because he listed it to another realtor after all my help and all my thing, and then he listed it to another realtor, and it failed. And now they're coming back to me because I'm so-called friend.
Well, if you don't have her contact information.
No, I have his contact.
But if he won't give hers, then you can't sell it without her.
Precisely, and that's what I want him to arrive in. He's coming in. He's like, I'm going to clean the place. Well, fine, go. And then if you need me, fine, I'll help you. But I have to get all this information because now that I have initial information from the title, which of course Kerry is my favorite over there in Carson. So I said, I'm not giving it to you for free. You know, I wasted my time already with this, and plus wasted Kerry's time too. But nevertheless, that's why there's an iffy thing about friendship and business. But as I said, I move forward. I'm a solutions guy. That's why I attend this class. I want to learn some more. I need this. Because to me, I just see the color code, but the other title companies don't have color coding. And you have to read it and say, no, it's too much of my deep break. I need it like less close. Explain it.
This is really nice.
Oh, another question though. Is it a big issue with the buyer or the seller's initial in the buyer?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
No, as long as both parties, all the parties.
Yeah, all the parties sign.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I have 4 buyers or 4 sellers or something. So I said, where do we sign? I mean, how about the other party there? That's the escrow title officer. Don't ask me. But there's only 4 spaces in there.
I think some people they'll sign above and some will sign below or initial above
Yeah, but
and initial below.
it's not an issue where, you know, it
Where
can be initial.
Yeah.
I thought, well, this be a kind of a delay. That's what I don't like.
I don't think it would cause a delay as long as everybody initials it.
And how about the picture or the map on the back doesn't have these lines right here, like where to initial. I always let them just initial it. I don't want to get back with this one piece of paper.
Yeah, I would say have them initial it. That would be more of an escrow officer question, though. I don't think they need to sign the map. I think.
Yeah, there is no space in the
Yeah.
map really that puts all these 4 spaces right here. But I always let, if I'm the buyer, agent, I'm gonna initial it no matter what. So that it'll be kind of complete, and the seller too, the seller side. It's not a waste of time. It'll be a waste of time when they have to re-initial whatever just because of that page. That clears up my brain.
Okay. Is there any other questions that you might have?
Oh, I need the email address too.
Do you need mine or?
Yeah, because they Kerry copied me your name. Who's this? Oh, he's supposed to be in charge. I don't know.
So just a little bit of background for you guys. I know I've gone over this a couple times, but just as a refresher. So say, for example, you have a property that you just listed. You decide to open escrow. Or you have a buyer and they finally make an offer, it gets accepted, you open escrow. At that point, that's where Western Title begins the preliminary title report. You've got a bunch of title officers, including Jared. They spend their day looking at this information and looking it up. It's put into a preliminary title report and then delivered to you guys to then deliver to your clients. That way they can see what is, for your buyers, they get to see what is currently on the title of the home. And the sellers are then aware of, oh shoot, I forgot to pay my sewer bill.